Hi there, thanks for joining me today. Now, what I wanted to speak to you about was an article I read this week about Google's domination online. Now, obviously, there's two sides to this story, and a fairly common theme that's coming up within this article is that people are supporting Google's stance, that they're not a monopoly, and that they've been a great company. They've worked hard. They've done a lot of good things for their workforce, and they've profited out of being a very strong company. Now, that's all well and good, but one thing that you need to remember is that if Google is heading down to and getting close to becoming a monopoly, what we've got to be aware of that it's going to have negative impacts back on us, or it can have negative impacts on us. It just depends, do we trust the company enough if they are in a monopoly? Now, at the moment, no, they're probably not a monopoly, and yes, they are a strong company, and yes, they are doing the right things, and they deserve to be where they are today. But what we need to be aware of is if they do become a monopoly and they do become too big and too controlling over the internet, then what we can see is we start paying a premium for the services that they offer. Now, obviously, no one wants this, and obviously this is going to hurt us. So it's better for us to have competitors in there that are taking on Google so that we can get a better price, get a better bang for our buck, so to speak. Now, as we can see, as companies tend to grow, what happens is that their policies and procedures get better. So as you can see, how Facebook has developed, we've seen it go from fairly unstructured and fairly not many policies in place to a growth in policies over the past sort of, particularly the past 12 months. We've seen a lot more controls come in there, and we see that time and time again as companies become better, more profitable, and better at what they do. The same can be said for Google. Now, obviously with Google, they've had a very strong acquisition strategy there, and they've gone about acquiring strong companies that are going to add benefits to their primary business, which is a search engine. And they've done that, and they've done that to the tune of around about 53 companies over the past 5 to 6 years at least. That's just online companies. They do have interests outside of that, obviously. But one thing that we can see has developed is a stronger policy procedure surrounding everything they're doing. Now, this can be particularly seen, and this week on YouTube has been huge. Through YouTube, we've seen a big crackdown of multiple accounts, spammy descriptions, a big crackdown of that. So that's one thing that you really need to be aware of, is that you need to start playing by Google's rules, and Google do have rules in place. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to run a webinar in 2 weeks so that we can go through what policies and procedures that are in place at Google and that can impact you and your business. So obviously this is going to help you to understand what to do and what not to do online, and how you can beat the people that are doing the wrong thing online. Because if you're doing the wrong thing now, then you are going to get caught, and you could lose everything that you have on YouTube. You could get your particular website not banned from Google. Well, you can get banned from Google, or you can just get shunned, so you can just get swiped off the top 10 list if you're there already. So this is extremely important to know. So this is why I wanted to run this webinar, is so that I can begin to educate you about what to do and what not to do, particularly within Google and YouTube, particularly focusing on SEO and posting your videos online. So all I want you to do now, if you're in my blog, there's a simple sign up box there that I want you to just sign up to, and I'll send you the information out about the webinar that's coming up. If you're just watching this in YouTube at the moment, I just want you to jump across to my blog, the link is provided within the description here, and then just sign up through that method there. I look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks in the webinar. Thanks for your time today.